From surgically modified bodies to becoming a millionaire in a day business, do we even know what's real anymore? Every day we are faced with the next best thing when we're just trying to become healthier, wealthier, and happy. What the fuck is real? What the fuck is true? What the fuck are you supposed to believe about yourself and your success while trying to build something that actually lasts? Welcome to What the Fuck is Beauty Anyway, the podcast. I am your host, Jen Carrasco, founder of Virago Studio, a fitness champion, IFBB pro figure competitor, a skincare line creator, and a serial entrepreneur. Well, and I'm an overall business coach. After years of building businesses from the ground up, I am here to help you with society's standards and, well, to use your beauty within to build something that is truly you and truly impactful. So now let's dive in. Why, hello. It's Jen here again with What the Fuck is Beauty Anyway? And beauty stems from every aspect to financial, business, skin, nutrition, diet, health. It's pretty much whatever the fuck Jen wants to talk about for the week. So today I actually thought this was such a great idea to talk about. I had a meeting with my executive team last week, and we talked a little bit deeply on investments and where you need to be and how your investment portfolio needs to be to where you can succeed. And the reason why I want to talk about that is because, you know, for instance, my skin clinics have been, in and out, shut down and all of that, but yada, yada. Besides that, I wanted to talk about people, you have your main focus and you have your main business and your main goal. And that's supposedly the one that's supposed to be, your end all. And that's the one that you invest all of your money in. And that's the one that you get more of the, payback from, all your financials. But I'm here to tell you that you need to be investing more than just your one single business. Because look at right now within our society and the world. If you only had one main stream of income, just like myself with the clinics, if I had one main stream of income and it got shut down, I would be royally fucked. There's no way I could possibly survive or live if for any reason it got shut down. So the reason why I want to talk about different forms of income flowing in is because it's highly beneficial, especially right now. Especially if you want to be at that multi-level dollar business, or multi-level income stream, not business, income stream. Or to the fact that if your business or whatever got closed, that you would still be able to sufficiently live and all of your bills be paid because of you having these outsourced incomes coming in. So it's about diving in deep. So I'm going to go over a little bit of my platform and what I have going on with my business. So my main business, and this was actually about, 3 years ago, my main business was my skincare clinics. Now my main business and my focus is the electrical company. So I actually have two main businesses if you look at it. I have the electrical company, and then I have my skincare clinics. Those are the two businesses that bring in more of the profitability for myself and for our family's income. Now, on top of that, I have other sources of income coming in. So they may not be a much. I mean, it may only be, $200 a week or, $500 a month. But if you average that out within the year and you have sufficient amount of different ones coming in, you can sustain living off of that until your life kind of gets back together, your companies can get back standing and keep working forward. So this is something I highly, highly, highly recommend that you actually start putting into focus and you start working on these other platforms for you. So first off, I am a First Form Legionnaire athlete. So with that pretty much means like I'm an ambassador for First Form. I've been with them for probably over 6 years now. So I have a steady income coming in from them on a monthly basis that streams through. It's not a whole lot of money, but it's something. So I have that stream of income coming in. I also have my skincare online, and I have money coming from that streams in. Now, also what I've linked with my skincare online is I also have ambassadors that work for me. Now, those ambassadors make money off of the products that they sell. They get commission off of that. So that to me is another stream of income coming in, even though I am greatly helping them out as well with making extra income on the side for them. So I have that going on. And then on top of that, we invested in an Everbowl this year. So I have an income source coming in from something that I don't have to do. It was just an investment purpose. And that money is coming back in every single month on top of that. Now, we have stocks, we have certain things like that. I don't necessarily make any money off of my stocks. I consider that as more of a long-term investment unless I want to take that over or take that out and roll it over into something else. Now, so if you go through that, I've already linked up some streams. Now, I also have an online script store where I actually refer a lot of my clients for like probiotics, certain things for gut health, and I make a revenue off of that as well. So if you look at that, I have many different streams of income coming in already, and that's not even dabbing into real estate or IRAs or anything like that. So I do have an IRA, but my IRA is different. My IRA is, it's kind of like an investment banking IRA. So if you read a lot about, like life insurance policies, things like that, it's an investment portfolio. So with that investment, that is really not going to inhibit me for about another 10 years. So that is a long-term investment that I've planned to where 10 years from now, I can start pulling out some income from that. So with that, I have that coming. So I have my cash flow coming. My real estate, I have not dived into real estate. I'm actually looking into that right now. I'm looking at buying some property probably in Dallas. And then that way I have a place to go to, but I'm also going to Airbnb that. So then I will be having revenue coming in from that as well. So the reason why I really wanted to talk about that today is because if my clinics ever got to the point to where they had to be shut down, I do have outsources of income coming in from other revenues. It will keep me afloat. It will keep me to the point to where I figure out something else, or, I dabble into something, going forward. Now, I am working on programs and protocols right now since I've had the downtime with coming up with programs for like skincare. So I'm going to do a skincare program for people to purchase. I am also going to be doing a fitness program for people to purchase, as well as an entrepreneurial program. And I also do some coaching on the side. So if you look at that, I do roughly probably have about 10 sources of extra income coming into the house. So that is something that you need to look at going into the future of what you can do to get that going instead of putting all of your eggs in one basket. So the types of investments you need to look at need to be your short-term investments, your long-term investments, your 5-year buyouts, your cash flow, and paid at sale. So I don't really have, well, I do have the paid at sale as far as like if somebody comes into my clinic and, you know, the electrical office and things like that. But my short-term investments, again, are my skincare line. I have a couple ambassador programs going on. My long-term investments are pretty much my stocks, my IRAs, things like that I can't really grab into. Some of that would be real estate as well. So the types of income to go over again, you need to look at affiliate deals, you know, JVSs or JVs with fellow vendors. That's actually a really great one. I didn't do that one. Cross-selling opportunities, like I talked about. I have an ambassador program. And if you guys are ever interested in that as well, and you're into skincare and you want to look at the ambassador program, go ahead and hit me up on that. You get great education from that as well. I send weekly emails to you. I even educate you on skincare and products because you need to be informed to give that education to others. Side businesses, you know, a lot of people do like flipping houses, funnels, different things like that. I do more nutrition, diet supplements. So I have that going on. And cash flow from investments. So today is going to be pretty much bittersweet. It's really a short one, but I wanted to dive in deep because I feel like a lot of people are lost. I have some great people that I've coached, and, you know, a couple of them have posted recently how this has been extremely hard for them. And I feel for them because I've been there before, and I put all my eggs in one basket, and I pretty much just put everything in my clinic. And I need to tell you that you need to focus on your main aspiration, your main goal in your business, but you need to also branch out and get those other forms of income coming in because you need to make sure that you can take care of yourself fully if something ever happens. So like I said, you have your main business, but you need to have about 7 to 10 hustles on the side. So you need to look at where you can link things and where you can do different programs to get that coming in. So there is your weekly What the Fuck is Beauty, but today is all about business strategies and how to make that motherfucking money and have it come in, because if you want to dominate and you want to be the 1% of the 1%, you need to fucking hustle and you need to work and you need to figure your shit out so you can provide for you and your family and provide for the people around you. So with that said, also check me out on my IG, Instagram, Jen Carrasco _ 2 of them. And then also check me out on my Facebook, Jennifer Carrasco, and my YouTube. You get great knowledge. I'm constantly educating you guys on every single platform that I know of. And with that, make it a great freaking week and go kill it. Thanks for turning in this week. I hope that you thoroughly enjoyed this episode, and I hope you're feeling stronger mentally and physically and ready to kick some ass. As we navigate new society norms, business and beauty breakthroughs, make sure to always ask yourself, what the fuck is beauty to me? And know that's all that really matters. If you love this content today, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review. Follow me and get more info on how to work with me at jencarrasco.com. You can also find me on all of your favorite social media platforms. Now just remember, stay mentally tough.